This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everyone. Um, Today we're going to do something a little different. In this case, we've been going to start with a class, pre-existing class. This one, it's known as the BMI class, and it'll help. It can be used to accept input from a user that is in pounds and inches and use those numbers, those measurements provided by the user to calculate the body mass index for the user. There's some additional details that can be provided as well, such as a name and an age, but that doesn't factor into the mathematical calculations. And so we have a pre-existing class here, and it works well, but we're going to alter it so that uh, it will enable a user to calculate the body mass index by entering pounds and inches, and then converting that into kilograms and meters, and provide the body mass index that way. Or the user can provide kilograms and meters to cover the weight and height. And then the program will make a calculation using those numbers by converting it into imperial. Now that calculation happens behind the scenes. That it happens behind the scenes, but uh, rest assured that the user will be provided the same number in terms of body mass index. And also, you can see this area here is going to provide a word to give the user an idea of whether or not they can be considered underweight, normal weight, overweight, or obese on the basis of that number. So um, I've actually done this already, but we're going to cover some of the differences between how I've approached this class and how the pre-existing class looked. All right. Let's see. So there are some key differences. So as you can see, um, the pre-existing class starts with the name and age, a weight, and a height. Rather, we should be looking up here as fields, data fields. Additional includes the kilograms per pound and meters per inch for conversion of units provided via the imperial system for later conversion into units using the metric system in back in the processing behind the scenes, right? My approach um, introduces two more data fields, pounds per kilogram and inches per meter, and these fields serve to do the opposite. Um, so these fields let us know what the conversion factor is to convert um, kilograms into pounds and meters into inches, because remember, we're going to prompt the user to make a decision and have the option to do both. What else? Mine's definitely longer and more complex. but it has this the pre-existing class has this get status method, and that's used to provide the user um, with their BMI number as well as the short description of what it means after the numbers provided by the user have been converted from imperial to metric. Here, because we want the option to do both, I have two of these methods. I have a print metric status method, and I have a print double status, print imperial status method. And so ultimately, these are going to produce the same numbers because a conversion takes place in other methods. Here, set BMI and metric and set BMI imperial. So set BMI imperial is going to convert pounds and inches into kilograms and meters metric, and then it's going to make this calculation here, and then it's going to return that. Meanwhile, the set imperial method is going to take kilograms and meters and convert that into pounds and inches using this calculation. And yeah, that's about the size of the differences in the class. Now let me show you how to use it. So this is the test code of the previously mentioned class. So we create an object so we can accept a scanner object so we can capture the input from the user. And we're going to, we're going to prompt the user to enter weight. I'm going to prompt the user to decide first whether or not they want to enter the, let's move over a bit. Let's x-axis. We're going to have the user decide whether or not they want to enter units in imperial or metric. If they decide they want to enter the units in metric, then they'll be sent to a method that allows them to enter the units in metric. If they decide they want to enter the numbers in imperial, they'll be sent to a method that will accept those numbers with the assumption that they're coming from the imperial system. So we have the metric system here. An object's been created to capture user input. Then we're going to capture the weight, the height. Those are the most important things for the mathematical calculations that need to be made. But we'll also capture the name and age just to make sure the information is more distinct and it's it's clear who this information belongs to. And then we're going to create an object. By doing so, we're going to invoke the default constructor, which is here. We passed as an argument the name, the age, the weight, and the height. And so that's going to define all of these. And then after that, we're going to invoke the print imperial status method. This is, of course, assuming that the numbers were entered in metric. And then Um, Once we make it into this method, we're going to invoke the set BMI imperial method, which is here, and that's where all those calculations happen. And then we print out the BMI and what it, the brief description to categorize it. And the same thing, and it's exactly the same process for the other method. The imperial method accepts imperial units of measurement, um, and invokes the print metric status method here. Then it invokes the set BMI metric method to make sure the conversion takes place. And then we're going to print out the BMI here, and we're going to provide that same description to categorize it. So that's about the size of it, guys. So I shall see you next time.